payoff is going to turn out okay. And today we are continuing what we started 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at this point, talking about the Marvel movies. Now we're talking about the newest one.
Yep.
So, well, backstory. Did you ever watch the Winter Soldier Falcon Disney Plus series?
I have not seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, so yes, jumping ahead a little bit, I was lost as to who a few characters were.
Right. And did you ever watch the movie, or was it a movie or TV series where the giant statue thing happened?
Is it You mean like Eternals?
Yeah, I think that was
I
it.
did watch Eternals. The problem is that Eternals was really dull, and I kind of tuned out and didn't realize this was an Eternals connection until after I looked it up.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's nice that they're acknowledging Eternals, though.
yeah,
Instead of just trying to pretend it didn't happen.
I guess the third backstory is the 2008 Hulk movie.
2008 Hulk, that one was long overdue. Very long overdue.
So for a complete story, you gotta watch at least 3 different backstories for this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a recurring problem that a lot of recent MCU entries have had. That they're requiring extra homework beyond the more recent movies in order to fully understand them. Like, we're not even just talking the older movies, we're talking the Disney Plus shows too.
Let's see, like, off topic, let's see, Doctor Strange 2 had the WandaVision series beforehand.
Yeah, then the Marvels made you watch Ms. Marvel beforehand, as well as WandaVision too, because you needed WandaVision, I think, to get Monica Rambeau's backstory.
Plus, obviously, the first Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, really, besides the first Hulk movie, I had... obviously, I knew who Sam Wilson was. Other than that, I was completely blind to this movie coming when it came into it.
Yeah, like when the movie opens, you're introduced to these characters, Joaquin and Isaiah. So Joaquin has taken the Falcon mantle from Sam. Like, he's the new Falcon, or at least he's about to become the new Falcon. And Isaiah was apparently another super soldier serum subject. But the movie introduces them like you're already supposed to know them. Like, you basically, to know who they are, you need to have came in having watched Falcon Winter Soldier. They try to fill you in a little bit on who they are, but they're still a little too casual about it.
So this movie starts out with the former Secretary of Defense or State, whatever he was, is now the president. The guy.
Well, I think he was just an army general or something at first, early on, but yeah.
Yeah, the guy who used to hunt the Hulk in the Hulk movie is now the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And then they go to the story of, has he changed? Has he not changed?
And admittedly, that is so to summarize my thoughts on the movie really quick, I don't really think it's a bad movie like what some people are saying, but it is kind of shallow, and there's the script had a lot of problems. But one of the things I did like was the overall arc they gave to President Ross in the movie, whether he could change or not. And then they also play with the theme, it comes a little bit later, but another theme they do that I kind of liked was just Sam being insecure and feeling he can't live up to the mantle that Steve Rogers held.
And and I never saw the series, but I figured they doubled that in that series.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know who the villain? Well, no, I knew who the main villain was, but who the first villain was in the first part of the
The
movie?
one played by Giancarlo Esposito. He was brand new for the movie.
Okay, so
Yeah.
not a familiar Marvel character then.
Well, he's from the comics, but
Oh,
no, he wasn't in the MCU before.
well, I knew that, but
Yeah.
I
Hello.
so now the main villain was called I forget. Do you know what his name is?
Well, his real name's Samuel Stearns, but the villain, but like the comic villain he's supposed to be is the leader. Like I guess, like I would say he's probably the Hulk's arch nemesis or one of his arch nemesis, like sort of like the Abomination. But like he and Leader and Abomination are like the biggest known Hulk villains. And yeah, like in the 2008 Hulk, like Samuel Stearns is like the scientist that like Bruce Banner's trying to get to throughout the entire movie because he might have a procedure that can cure the Hulk, and well, it doesn't go as planned. And the last we see of Samuel Stearns in that movie is some of the Bruce's gamma radiated blood drips onto a head wound of his, and the last we see is his brain starting to mutate, like his head starting to mutate. And yeah, for over 16 years, we never had a follow up to that. And Samuel Stearns' actor, Tim Blake Nelson, was really unhappy about that, but he was excited when they finally went back to revisit it. And yeah, one of the stronger elements of the movie is Tim Blake Nelson's performance. Like, it was like his like while some of the logic he has kind of involves ass pulls and whatnot, and some of it, like the rest of the movie, is a bit shallow, but quite honestly, like he sells himself as an effective villain.
So what do you think of the new Ross actor?
Oh, Harrison Ford. I mean, he stepped in the role good enough. Like, it's really tragic that William Hurt couldn't live long enough to play the role again for this, because reportedly William Hurt was really excited about the prospect of getting to play Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I'm surprised they didn't do a tribute to him in the movie.
Like what they did with Black Panther 2?
Yeah, like with Black Panther.
Well, they kind of wrote his death into the movie.
Well, no, they had to recast him, and also it kind of speaks hypocrisy on Marvel's part. They're willing to recast General Ross, but they can't recast Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah. But I meant they wrote Wakanda's death into the movie.
Well, yeah, they did. Some people, I was actually chatting with some people. Some people were saying they should have recast Black Panther as well, but that was a little bit of a different situation. You could argue about how respectful it was or not, but at the same time, it's like some people are wondering if they should have just recast. But I don't know.
But yeah, so. So, Alma, have you seen the movie yet? If not, spoilers.
Well, I don't think Alma's not that interested in Marvel movies, so like I don't think she really cares about spoilers.
So apparently, Do you think he was the leader, was manipulating everyone this whole time, or just since he became president?
Well, they explicitly say in the movie that Samuel Stearns, the reason why he started doing what he was doing was specifically because Ross was promising to free him when he became president. And he didn't want to do that because Stearns was making the medication for him, the gamma medication that was keeping him alive. So that's why Stearns got really mad, and that's why he started plotting.
But I think even then, but he was probably. It might have just been it seemed like to me, he'd been giving him those pills for a while now, not just the last 100 days.
Well, no, like yeah, he was giving it to him for a while, but like he basically the promise was that he had to keep making them for him, and then apparently like that could be the lot, maybe like that could be some of the movie's dumb logic, but ostensibly the reason why Stearns freaking went off the deep end big time was when Ross went back on his word to free him when he became president.
Yeah, nothing to do with this movie, but did you see in the trailer? It was in my movie theater. The trailers for upcoming movies in this movie. One of them was Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Which was Ross's nickname.
Yeah, I don't know if they've said if Ross is going to have anything to do with it, that movie. Though the one thing I am curious about, big spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, we do get a cameo from Bucky.
Yeah.
And it is one of the best scenes in the movie because he sort of has a heart-to-heart chat with Sam. And the one thing I'm confused about is apparently Bucky is running for Congress now.
Yeah.
How the hell is he going to be going back into being an action hero in Thunderbolts?
I guess either as a side job or he loses the election.
Yeah.
Or this happens before the election.
I think they did say Thunderbolts is after Brave New World, but we'll see.
Yeah. So what did you think of the Red Hulk?
I mean, I thought it reminded me of the old days when the Hulk was a monstrous threat. Kind of weird we don't have the regular Hulk in the movie, but yeah.
So Marvel allowed to use the Red Hulk, but not the regular Hulk or something, or what?
I don't know why they didn't have regular Hulk in this movie.
Cool, because I do like the ending, but it'd be cool eventually if Bruce goes back to teach the new Hulk how to manage his anger issues, like he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably.
So I only talk about the Eternals, but they brought up the metal adamantium, which was apparently Wolverine's metal inside of him.
Yeah, that's something I was discussing, that because they're introducing adamantium with the Brave New World, I do wonder if it's eventually going to introduce Wolverine the X-Men.
I don't know the exact details. I don't know what the difference is between vibranium and adamantium in the comics.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but apparently there is a difference. They brought that up. I don't know if it's stronger or weaker or what the difference is really.
Yeah. Well, I think they said adamantium is meant to be stronger.
I'll look this up real fast. So tell me what else you like about the movie.
Well, let's see. I mean, it had good acting. I did like the I did like sort of the mystery behind it, and I mean, it had decent action, of course. That's
So what?
that's about most of the positives I can list. I
Yeah,
mean, again, that's not dissing the movie as being bad, because I don't think it's bad. It's just, yeah.
So what do you think of the new Falcon?
I mean, he was fine. It would help if he had a more proper introduction in this movie.
Here it is. In the comics, the metals have class more than once, and more often than not, adamantium can damage vibranium, including Captain America's shield. However, vibranium can take more prolonged hits thanks to its durability.
Ah, okay.
Like, I guess one's technically stronger, but one can take hits better. Let's see what's happened. Yeah, I think I don't know if they're going to a lot of real world stuff here, but they almost started a world war between America and Japan.
Yeah.
Cause, so let's see what else happened. Japan. So let's go back. Let's go back to talking about Bradley. He I guess they're trying to him. I don't know if they're trying to him take the blame for it. Or they're trying to get him throw him under the bus or what. Or they just wanted someone to blame for it. The Americans.
Yeah.
Do you know? Did you ever see the Black Widow movie?
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
Was that one?
Was the Black Widow from this movie and that one? No.
Okay, I remember seeing it, but it was a while ago. I don't know if there's some kind of connection there besides that. See what's happened. Talk about. I know. Once we end this, I'm like I can come back and say, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, like, frankly, I thought this movie was better than some of the more recent MCU stuff, like Quantumania, Eternals, Black Widow, Love and Thunder. But I mean, it could have been a stronger movie, though.
Yeah. So do you think Ross redeemed himself at the end?
I mean, it was a pretty emotional moment.
Yeah. Very few people, I guess, would voluntarily put themselves in the raft.
Yeah.
So I think it's ironic since he's the one that put Sam there, what, 10 years ago at this point?
Yeah. He put him there, like after Civil War's events, I believe.
Now, do you know, was that the same actors that played Betsy in the 2008 movie? Or different?
Betty. Yeah, for the brief appearance we get of Betty in this movie, they did get Liv Tyler back from the 2008 movie. But yeah, like, I remember they were sort of hyping that she was coming back alongside Tim Blake Nelson. However, Liv Tyler, she's not in the movie for very long. Like, they mention her a lot, and like, that's like meant to reach Ross's more sympathetic side, that he's become very estranged from her, which he's shown to regret from the beginning. And then finally, like just before the Red Hulk set piece, he finally talks to her on the phone, and that is Liv Tyler's voice on the phone. And then when he's in the raft, like when Sam comes to speak to Ross, like Liv Tyler actually shows up as Betty. And they start catching up.
And it's also the same actor, the Sam guy. Sam, not
yeah, Tim Blake Nelson. He played him in the 2008 one.
So I got they wrapped up some of these dead ends. I say dead ends, but lost ends.
Of what?
I'm glad they wrapped up some of the ends.
Well, yeah, they finally revisited that dangling loose end from the 2008 Hulk.
Yeah, usually they would just drop it. They're like, no, that never happened. What are you talking about?
Well, some people have the misconception the 2008 Hulk was grandfathered into the MCU, when in reality it was always part of it, with Robert Downey Jr.'s cameo at the end and everything. But yeah.
Speaking of the end, do you think the thing was they were talking about other versions of them or something for the multiverse?
They were very clearly trying to build up the multiverse, like the big multiverse thing, possibly for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. And I mean, it's a little bit of a haphazard post-credit scene because it kind of comes out of nowhere, because they haven't been doing multiverse stuff very much, except for a handful of movies, like they did for Deadpool and Wolverine, No Way Home. Multiverse of Madness does it, but not as much as the title would imply. And yeah, the Marvels ends with like possible multiverse shenanigans, but like it's still not a very big thing. But lots of the other movies, like, well, Quantumania surprisingly doesn't do it, except discussing the Kang variants, and Quantumania doesn't matter to the plot now. I mean, the Disney Plus series Loki was doing it a bit, but it was mainly had to do with time travel. Like, basically, the multiverse saga seems to just be kind of meandering around now, without really a set goal in mind.
Unlike the
Infinity Saga.
I think do you think their plans just they dropped all the plans because either was it because the movies weren't doing that good or because of what happened with the actor that played King?
I think it was a combination of both. Like, Quantumania was meant to be Kang's big introduction, and I saw a video recently that kind of discussed this and said, or maybe it was a Blue Sky thread or something, but basically they were like, well, Quantumania was meant to be Kang's big debut movie, and his big debut has him getting his ass whooped by one of the weakest members of the Avengers, Solo. Whereas the Avengers United had an extremely difficult time taking on Thanos. So it's like, I mean, it's funny because in Quantumania, like Kang actually sold himself as a great villain till the end, when he gets his kind of wussy defeat.
Like he was all talk, no bite.
But yeah, so you could say that perception of Kang may have convinced Marvel to abruptly end his story. Because my understanding is, I haven't seen it, but my understanding is that his story abruptly ends in season 2 of Loki. And yeah, so that combined with Jonathan Majors' legal trouble could have been why they abruptly just decided to drop the Kang plot completely in favor of just trying to stunt cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. But the thing is, Marvel, through like the Infinity Saga of the MCU was not perfect. Like, there were missteps, like Thor the Dark World being a big one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they still had set their end goal and they committed to it. And as uninteresting as Thor the Dark World was, it still did what it needed to do background setup, because it introduced one of the I forget which stone specifically, but it introduced one of the Infinity Stones.
I think it wasn't. Let's see, the Space Stone was the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Reality Stone. I think it was the Reality Stone.
The Reality Stone in Dark World. Then I know, and then let's see, Mind Stone was Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Because that was Vision. And then
Power Stone was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Power Stone was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Time Stone was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And Soul Stone was,
Well, Soul Stone was kind of like brand new to Infinity War. So, but yeah, all the other stones got their build up though.
Yeah.
But Marvel just kind of chickened out with Kang. It's like one movie with Kang, and then they're like, oh, well, I guess we failed. We can't do him now. We're just going to abruptly drop Kang in favor of something else.
I don't know how this reaction was in the comics, but if you use a popular character in the comics or not.
I mean, Kang the Conqueror was a decently major villain in the comics. Like, I haven't really seen many adaptations. Like, the only adaptation of Kang I've seen would be in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But, yeah.
So, overall, this movie... Okay, what do you think people didn't like this movie?
Well, it could, for Brave New World, it's, like, generally it has to do with the messy script, like, and also, you could argue, like the continuing problem the MCU has had regarding the extra homework that's required, and, like, kind of how directionless it's been. Like, if I check real quick. Like, also another criticism of the movie is how it has a setup for being a political allegory, and yet it's kind of confused on if it really wants to say anything on that front. Like, I'm not going to be discussing politics here, but yeah, like the fact that we don't, like, for example, we don't learn what political party that Ross is with. None of his, like, end goals are particularly connected to any particular party.
Yeah.
So some people are, and yet the movie sort of acts like it might be a front to, like, making commentary on real world politics.
Yeah, I think the only thing he ever talked about political wise is getting controlling the metal.
Yeah.
And apparently they have they have like a peace treaty with what is it, Japan, France, and Saudi Arabia or Sudan?
I believe.
I forget who the fourth one was.
Yeah.
But yeah. Apparently, I guess the the this big thing was a celestial, and
Yeah, that's like celestial, like that's from the Eternals.
yeah, apparently those are the guys that apparently mutated the X-Men mutants, gave them the mutant powers.
The Celestial in the comics?
I think so.
Oh. Well, there we go. I guess that's how we're going to get mutants in the MCU.
Because I knew from if Shield is still canon, the Kree made the Inhumans, and the Celestials made the mutants or the X gene.
Ah, well, I guess there we go. If they play it smart, they can introduce the X-Men that way.
Yeah. So we talked about these movies 2 weeks ago. Where would this rank on your list?
Okay, so I need to pull up my list because I did rank it. At the moment, I put it just above the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but below Hulk 2008. Like, out of 78 movies, I rank this one currently at 47. Now, that said, I did have a discussion with a friend regarding how I have both Captain Marvel movies above Hulk 2008 and this one. And, I mean, on that front, I might have to rewatch both the Captain Marvel movies. I could maybe see dropping the first Captain Marvel down a space or two, but the Marvels, I'm pretty confident in keeping it where it is. Because I will say, like, Hulk 2008 and both Captain Marvel movies, their big problems is that they're just kind of, like, standard fare, sort of. Like, they don't really do anything in particular that stands out. In particular, the Marvels kind of like both Captain Marvel movies struggle with having villains that are not memorable. But at the same time, like, I think what is having me debate where they stand, like, versus Brave New World, is that Brave New World has its messy script problems and, like, just feeling overall shallow, whereas at the very least the Captain Marvel movies and Hulk 2008 were focused on what they wanted to do, and they stuck with it, and they also had, like, and I guess you could say the characters were a bit more developed or, like, engaging, I guess. Yeah. Like, there just wasn't that shallow feeling in regards to some of the characters.
Well, speaking of characters, how was, in your opinion, Sam Wilson's first actual debut of Captain America as?
In this movie? Well, it's fine. I kind of wish he had a better script, but, I mean, he sold himself as Captain America. And I didn't really talk about Isaiah, the other character, like the character that Carl Lumbly plays, that's, like, meant to be like a Captain America-esque character because he has, like, the super soldier serum and everything. My understanding is that he has, like, it's hinted at a little bit in the movie, but my understanding is that he has a very tragic backstory. And a friend of mine was telling me I had to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier so I could learn that backstory fully.
Yeah, there was someone in the movie where he said that he had been locked up for 30 years and was experimented on.
Yeah.
So, do you know if he was a character in the comic books too?
He might. I don't know. Let me see. If I look, As a matter of fact, yes, he was in the comics. He's one of various versions of Captain America.
All right.
Specifically in the comics, he was one of the early products of the Super Soldier Serum before Steve Rogers.
All right.
So
So, are you interested? Are you interested in seeing more Marvel's upcoming now? This movie, or
well,
still...
I'm gonna be seeing them because I have my AMC membership, so I'm just gonna be seeing them. I gotta get my money's worth from Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be seeing Thunderbolts, the new Fantastic Four. I'm also gonna be seeing the new Superman. See if DC's getting their act together.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. That trailer that was in the movie was Fantastic Four.
Yeah, fantastic. I did get a Fantastic Four trailer in front of my movie too. I am hoping that they finally strike gold with that, because Fantastic Four has not had a kind history of movies. Though, curiously, when I was watching the Fantastic Four trailer, I noticed 20th Century's name was still in front of it.
Oh,
like, I mean, 20th Century's a Disney studio now, but I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, the movie trailer was nothing to do with that. This was, I saw they talked about Superman with the creator of Guardians, James Gunn thing.
Yeah,
but that wasn't nothing to do with Marvel. Though.
Yeah,
just rebooting DC again, I guess.
Yeah, the new Superman is a new reboot. Though that said, for a couple of friends of mine are at least optimistic for it, because the trailer looks like it's going to be a lot more fun to watch compared to like Man of Steel.
Hopefully this new continuity sticks this time around.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like I said, I don't know that's a good or bad thing about Marvel is they've been consistent since 2008. About the same, it's the same.
Yeah.
Universe, for good or bad. Right. Hey, before we go, anything on your channel you're talking about?
Recently I've been doing a live stream series of the game of a Ubisoft game called Skull and Bones. So I'm helping a friend put together a game review for it. That, like, I may have talked about the live stream series we did on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is looking pretty good right now, because Skull and Bones is horrible.
Yeah,
seriously.
I saw about an hour of your playthrough.
Yeah, like I was sorry I wasn't talking to. If I wasn't speaking to you during the stream, that's why I was messaging to you, because I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the stream. But yeah, I was messaging you during that, filling you in on some of it.
Yeah, you're having some rage moments there.
Yeah, people have noticed that game's been making me mad, and it has been making me mad because, like, you didn't see this part, but this might sound familiar to you. One of the big problems of that game is how tough to control your pirate ship is, because they have like this wind mechanic where like the wind can like kind of blow your ship in the other direction. Lots of times you can't steer the ship where you want it to go, and it feels like you have to press X and circle to change your ship's speed. Lots of times the ship speed only changes whenever it wants. Like, sometimes you'll press X and then you'll go faster immediately. Other times it won't react. you just stay at the same speed, like so you can't slow down, and sometimes the input will react like 10 seconds later. Like when I was at my wit's end, smashing and crashing through like this corridor between two islands or whatever, I yelled out, "This ship controls worse than the ogre!"
Yeah, yeah, I was about to ask you that. Is this worse or better than the Xbox Shrek?
Yeah, like Shrek Xbox is tough to control, but Skull and Bones I think might be worse.
Yeah, I remember you also were talking about the repair mechanics was terrible too.
Yeah, because what you have to repair using, well, you get like repair kits are plentiful. Like you get plenty and you just press them by like pressing left on the D-pad. The problem is that it's a 90-second cooldown before you can use another one. And that's not going to matter much if you're getting shredded by other ships. Because they can shred your health quick, especially if they're over-leveled.
Yeah, and you said you went right in the middle of a cutscene or something when that happened, or was that somebody else?
I'm not sure. Well, I think the story I described was I was trying to buy materials I needed to build a better ship. And as that's going on, the game is, while I'm in the shop, the game is not stopped. And a tower was firing and shredding my health while I'm in the middle of buying stuff. And the moment I exit the shop, like the other rockets from the tower are still shredding my health and I died.
And also, you had trouble finding that treasure map, or the treasures.
Yeah,
Or both.
that was not good.
So yeah, but you're powering through.
Yeah, eventually we'll call quits. I don't know when.
Does this game have an end, or is it like an open-ended game?
Yeah, it's like one of those live service games that's meant to be like infinite content.
Like just get new patches and stuff, or new expansions.
Yeah, like it keeps getting the new content endlessly, when in reality it's the same damn gameplay. Like literally, all that game is go get quests, go blow up ship, go get another quest, and the story. No variation.
Do you upgrade your ships? You upgrade your ships, or
Yeah, and that becomes a massive pain eventually, where the materials are next to impossible to obtain, and it's a massive grind wall.
I know it was this bad or not in KH3 when I had to upgrade my ship.
I straight up told Miles, one of the people that I'm playing the game with, he's demonstrating interest in the KH games. I straight up told him Pirates in KH3 is better than Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
And that's just a single world in a bigger game.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it was me. I was just bad at the game. I was stressed out or something. But I couldn't beat the final boss until I upgraded my ship all the way. When I played it, because I was playing on proud mode and stuff. But
yeah,
I had to upgrade to full level 9 ship to beat that whirlpool area.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna. If I ever go back and play on critical mode, I have no idea how I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, critical. I haven't really played critical in KH3 that much, but I've seen it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember your critical mode in KH2.
Critical in KH2 was much more of a cakewalk compared to 3, from what I've seen.
Last time I played critical, I couldn't get past the second mini boss in Olympia. I couldn't get past the Rock Titan.
Well, like even as early as the first battle in Olympus, like you see that like enemies can like shred your health in like 2 hits.
Yeah, from what I heard, the food mechanic is much more important and critical because the food buffs totally help your.
Yeah.
but I can't get but I can't get that far yet. See, I gotta get past the first rule before I even get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Other than that, check out his review series. Yeah, I like I mentioned in the chat. This would if you weren't doing it, if somebody else wasn't doing it, this would be a good game to bring back your old review series.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm happy to help with other people's series.
But yeah, like I said, check him out. Sick 1990 on YouTube. Link down in the description below. And when are you going live again? Do you know?
Monday evening's the next Skull and Bones session. Probably like 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Check him out. And as I always say, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. I'll see you maybe next week, in 2 weeks, back to dinosaurs. I have a poll in my post on there in my membership, whatever the polls are at in the post section. Vote for your favorite dinosaur. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching my podcast or Let's Play. If you want to help support my channel, you can make a monthly or yearly pledge on Patreon, or just a one-time donation on Vimeo, PayPal, or Cash App. For those looking for something to wear, we have some shirts, hats, and other stylish things in our merch store. If you enjoy gaming, you can always follow and sub to me on Twitch. For those who don't want to give money, I have an Amazon and Steam wish list who would help the channel out. And of course, just liking, leaving a comment, and sharing this video helps more than you can imagine. And always remember to never stop learning and enjoy the randomness.